how would you like to make over $74,000 in revenue with just one listing, which winds up being right around $16,000 to $17,000 profit? Well, that can be the power of a group listing. And there is no better time for group listings than Christmas time. I am doing a mini-series on group listings, and today we're going to cover how to create a design that is going to get noticed in search results. There is no more important part of the process than that. The design is the most important part. SEO, pricing, mock-ups, none of them are as important as your market researched design. But how do you come up with your market research design? Today, I am going to share with you my money-making recipe to do just that. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do so that you can go do this in your shop and try it for yourself. In the second video of this series, I will show you how I set up a group listing like the one we're going to design for today in my Etsy shop. And in the final video of this series, I will show you how I fulfill orders like this with Printful. I already did a video where I show you how I would set this up with Printify, and I will leave that video linked down below. Before we jump into the six-figure design recipe, and there are only 3 ingredients to this design recipe, so everyone's going to be able to cook this up in their own Etsy shops. But first, let's vet out that group listings are indeed worth it. Check these stats out from my own shop. Here we have 4 group listings, and you can see one of them just made 13 sales with $388 revenue. One of them had 505 sales with over $15,000 revenue. We've got one there with 17 sales, $551 revenue. That one there with just one little sale and $21 revenue. But then we've got this one with over 1,100 sales and over $34,000 of revenue. And this one is my pride and joy in my shop. It is my best performing listing with over 2,500 sales and over $75,000 worth of revenue, which is roughly between $16,000 and $17,000 of profit coming from this one listing. Here we have a few more ranging from $2,000 to $34,000 in revenue. And all of this combined, along with all of your single shirt orders and your couples shirt orders, really can add up to a substantial amount of income each and every month. Now, of course, there's a bunch that are at 0 sales and 0 revenue. I was showing you the ones that have taken off. But a certain percentage of your listings will take off and do this for you if you could get this one thing right. The design, which means you have to get the market research right. And we've got more encouragement to get into group listings here with our Everbee stats. I pulled this from a group listing. They are estimated to be selling around 210 sales per month. This was a group listing, so that means they made all of those sales last Christmas, right? So all of that money came to them in a very short amount of time. Their estimated total sales is 1,928. And with this one here, another Christmas group listing, which was listed 21 months ago, they are estimated to have 6,800 sales and a monthly revenue of over 8,000. And this one, which is pretty exciting as well, they are estimated just from 11 months ago to have over $1,200 revenue monthly. But of course, that was all last Christmas and Q4 that they were able to make all those sales. Okay, so we've proven the market. We've definitely vetted out that group sales, we can make money with group sales, right? There is definitely demand for that niche. So now let's look at our 3 ingredients for our 6-figure seller design recipe for group sales. Ingredient 1 is going to be to niche down. First, we need to choose a niche down place to design in. A couple of ideas for group listings for Christmas might be a baking theme, because we have a lot of people getting together to bake cookies and doing cookie exchanges. So that can be a really good group listing. We've got people that are getting together to do gingerbread house contests, and they're decorating the gingerbread houses. So that can be a great group listing. We've got ugly Christmas sweater parties that people are wearing funny designs for, and it doesn't have to be, it can be on sweatshirts, but doesn't have to be. It could just be that stitch type sweatshirt looking, ugly sweater looking design placed on your shirts. And of course, we've got the obvious one, the family shirts that the family is going to be wearing on Christmas Eve or Christmas morning. And one more for you, one of so many that I'm not even mentioning. We could do cousin crew shirts for Christmas. If you are looking for a resource to help guide you in how to niche down during Q4, I did create an entire calendar resource. It'll actually give you listing dates of when to start listing for specific niches within Q4 and when to have your items listed by. It'll give you ideas for products. It'll give you lots of ideas for specific niches and ways to niche down and types of customers that are coming to the Etsy marketplace during Q4. Dana, one of my sweetest subscribers, has purchased all of the calendar resources that I have put together. I have 3 of them. I have a teacher themed one, and I also have a general niche in addition to the Q4. She says, I've also purchased the niche calendars that Shauna offers. It gave me a plan, a roadmap. Once I had that, I was able to strategize and move forward with intent. I got 4 bestsellers in a 6-week period. For the record, those bestsellers are all Dana, not on me. They're on Dana because she took massive action on what she saw on that resource, and she coupled that with doubling down on what was working. And I will leave a video resource linked here and down below on what I mean when I say double down. Okay, back to cooking up our bestseller group listing. We are going to go with Cousin Crew. Ingredient 2 is to take a look at the bestsellers for Christmas Cousin Crew shirts. We're going to see what is already out there. We are not going to take a ton of inspiration from this niche, because if we do that, we will wind up with something that looks very similar to what is already out there. We need to make something new, something different, which will make it valuable. But yet we still need it based on our research so that we can add value to the market and we can stand out. So right now we're just taking a look, we're making some observations, and we're seeing what layouts are already scattered all over the page of search results. And well, here's the thing. You're going to find a lot of very similar designs, very similar layouts. And that's actually fantastic, because that's going to make it very easy for us to create something that will stand out. And you know what, guys? You'll actually find this across many niches just scattered with designs that look kind of similar to each other, which is honestly a great thing, because with today's little recipe that I'm going to show you, or that I'm showing you, you're going to be able to add value to the market. Take a look at these designs here, and you'll see these a lot, where we've got Cousin Crew, 2 lines of text with the Santa hat on top. And then we've got this one here, Cousin Crew, 2 lines of text again, with the lights wrapped around in between. During this part of the process, I might also take a second to do a little research of the bestsellers of the niche that's just a little bit broader than the holiday level, like we have in this case. So we're doing Christmas Cousin Crew shirts. Let me now also take a look at just Cousin Crew shirts that aren't Christmas themed, and I'm going to observe those as well. And now let's note our observations before moving to the step where we sprinkle in the next ingredient. I noticed many bestsellers said Cousin Crew, and there was a good number of them that had the cousin's name personalized on it. I'll take this observation with me into our second step. Ingredient 3 of our 6-figure seller design recipe is to pick our layout. I use a different niche to help me do this, or a broader niche than the one I'm working in. I do not want it to be a layout that I'm already seeing popular in the Christmas cousin crew niche like we have in today's example. I searched just regular old shirts. I also searched group shirts, and I looked at the bestsellers for these two categories to help me hone in on some layouts for my t-shirt that are different from what I was already seeing in the Christmas cousin crew shirts that are currently on Etsy. This took me a good 25 to 30 minutes to really sit and look at these and pick a couple that I wanted to go with. After I go through the rigmarole of coming up with my SEO and setting up this listing, I'm going to want to have more than one Christmas cousin crew designed to post in my shop. I'm probably going to want at least like 15 or 20. That's how I normally do these kinds of things. And then if it starts getting traction, I keep revisiting it, and I'll be working on it for weeks. Let's take a peek at some of the layouts that I gravitated toward and want to include in my designs. The first couple here have this box type element to them. The front office squad, and it's kind of a rectangle. We've got the birthday crew, and it's kind of like two squares that are kind of mismatched with the words inside. We've got this one still with that kind of box element there. Everyone was thinking it. I just said it. These are just all from random different niches because I was just looking at best-selling shirts. And then we've got another one there that's a Christian theme with just a word inside the box and a Bible verse underneath. We've got Happy Friday here, and that's again one of those double boxes, and the Friday taking up the box. I think Friday last time I looked was trademark, so don't use that. And then we had a front and back here that had on the back, I have multiple personalities, but each letter was a different color, and we had the two squares there. So I kind of was wanting to do something with the squares. It's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine. Again, we've got the two squares, and they've got that little heart element there at the bottom. And then I came across this one, which is a nice format for a group listing, the blank one. And I am going to focus one of my designs with all of this research in mind. Now that we've got our 3 ingredients in the mixing bowl, it is time to cook up our bestseller design. So the very first one that I came up with, and I am going to be focusing on this one in the next 2 videos to show you how I would list it in my shop and how I would fulfill it. The first one is going to be very much based off of these 2 bestsellers. We've got that double box where they've got the it's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine. And this setup here with the sweet one, the reasonable one. And what my listing wound up coming out like is here. So I have the festive cousin, the bougie cousin, the funny cousin, the naughty cousin, the nice cousin, the drunk cousin. And I would probably do at least 18, maybe up to 24 words they could choose from. And I would leave them a custom option so that they could give me what kind of cousin they are in their order. Now, I would actually do that exact phrasing that I just came up with. I would do that up like 10, 15 different ways. So I had 10, 15 different listings in my shop based on all of that work that I just did. And I would just base each of my layouts off of a different piece from that third ingredient I had from that collection of bestsellers that I saw in their layouts. I would just lay out each one a bit differently. But for the sake of time, for this video, I just did one. I did want to share with you a couple of other ideas that I did see with different layouts and how I implemented this strategy, this design strategy, in different ways. If you look at just the family Christmas niche, you'll see a bunch of bestsellers as we get closer to Christmas with just a letter on the shirt. A lot of times they'll have a Santa Claus hat on them and then a personalized name underneath. Now, I don't really want to enter that niche with a personalized big letter and name underneath because It's already got so much competition in it. I'd rather take that proven layout and niche it somewhere else. So let's take that into the cousin niche. So here we have an example. We've got the letters with the name underneath. And so I did my own kind of similar version to this, but this time it'll actually have a chance to stand out since there's already, I don't know, 100 listings like the one I was just showing you. But this time we've got cousin written in the hat. And so this time we can have this targeting a group of cousins that are going to wear this together. You could even have cousin wrapping around the top of the hat and then crew inside the hat. And then this little ghost is super trendy this season for Halloween, his little orange beanie, which had me spinning off in another direction that maybe I would make another set. I didn't mock this one up, but maybe I'd do another one with a hat a little more in that style, a little more of a beanie style. And I've got one more for you here. This has been very popular for a long while now, maybe 2 years. And there's been a lot of spin-offs of it at this point that just still say best team ever. But what if we did cousins forever? And then we put the name of the cousin on the side. We're using that same format, that proven format, but now we're doing a new spin on it for Christmas cousins. And while we're trying out this design format or layout, let's loop back to our example that we were building out earlier, the blank cousin. I said I would be doing 10, 15, 20 of those after I've done all that work to scrounge up all of the different types of cousins and set that listing up. I'm going to do a bunch of designs based on different layouts. So this would be another great one to base, this layout would work perfectly like that. So the blank cousin, and now I've added the name of the cousin to the side. Now, doesn't that sound like something you can handle? I am sure you can. If you are going to give this a shot, go down and boop that like button. And if you don't want to miss any of the videos in this series, be sure to subscribe. Let's keep hanging out and keep talking about group listings in this video here. But of course, not until after that tip from Tucker. Tucker, take it away.